Hello everyone, welcome back. So, today's gonna be a little bit of a test. We're gonna be starting a new series called Cross Europe Flight. Now, I was not planning on doing this for a while, until summer of next year, but I decided that since videos have been becoming a little not popular, I decided to just come up with a video to save that. So anyway, today we're gonna be starting our route off in Poland, in a town called, I forget what the town was called, but we'll find out. Let's just set up the flight planner and we'll be flying. Yeah, Kruzin. That's what the place is called. Kruzin, or whatever you call that in Poland. Remember, I'm talking in a language that I don't talk in, Polish. Kruzin, that's as best I can do it, to Krizny, or probably Krizny, I'm guessing. Alright, well, just don't make fun of me. We're going to be doing this trip in a March atmosphere. And we're going to be taking still following roads like in cross-country flight. And you're probably thinking, why is it cross-country and then cross Europe when country could just mean anywhere? I'll tell you why when we get into the air, if I can remember. Just quietly wait. Yes, sorry that there weren't many videos. I'll tell you about that later on, why there weren't many videos of just videos. But let's just let the game load. I don't need to give too much information away in case people already skipped to the beginning of the game play. Not this is the beginning, but I'm at the beginning of the flight. So we'll just wait. So here we are at the airport, technically in a town called Wałek. I'm guessing Wałek. That's apparently the town in Poland where we're going to be taking off from. And we're going to be headed toward Germany, so we're going to be headed toward Poznan. But let's get some lights on. Necessarily you don't need the landing lights. Our trip will be 76 nautical miles, but it technically won't be because we're going to be going out of the way following the highway system. So, without further ado, let's see. So we're facing in an exact north direction. Which, well, not north, actually, we're facing west. So we're going to have to probably make a U-turn, so. Full throttle, ahead. Beautiful March morning here in Poland. Local game time is 7:15 in the morning, as you can see. That means it's still the middle of the night in the US. Alright. Alright. Let's see, so we need to just find the highway. Let me first see if we're even near the highway. Do I see it? I think I see it. So we'll just end our turn. Oh, how convenient. A road that will hopefully get us to the highway. So we're going to be merging coming up to the A1, which I hope we can be led to via this road here. So let's follow the road and see if we can get to the highway. I'm trying to lower the volume a little bit so that I'm not yelling. As you can see, the town of Lockwick, I guess it's called Lockwick. I don't know. I don't speak Polish. Someone who's Polish or speaks Polish at least, comment below. Tell me how this city is pronounced, Lalowek. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, it's by the Wisła River. Near the town is the town of Kowal. In case I'm not pronouncing any of these towns right, and this must be the river over here. So to save time, I'm gonna head because this cannot not be the river. This has to be the river. Here, just look at the architecture. It's so much different than the US, or at least don't be staring at it. Just keep in mind that that's the way it is. I'm still trying to find this Wisła River. Is this the Wisła, or is this not the Wisła yet? I don't think it is. I think we're lost. But you know what? We shouldn't have to be lost, because guess what we can look at? But they don't show that river. No wonder. Oh shoot, but here's another problem. They also don't show the road. So we're just gonna have to travel south for a little bit. Which direction? Let me see. I can yank the yoke back when we get south. Farther, there. We can just go in this direction until we run into a highway. We should eventually run into a highway. But until then, let's get talking. So, there haven't been many videos lately. And yeah, apologize for that. There just been problems with the American truck, and then I tried to get a video up on Wednesday that didn't work. Then Thursday I wasn't ready for this new series, so I didn't do it either. And Friday I couldn't record either. So now here we are, Saturday, having to do this Cross Europe flight beginning. Trying to find a highway that's not probably even here. Just by traveling southwest. We should probably try southwest. We should try first straightening the aircraft and then checking out that wing. I don't see the highway. They must generate the highways here in Europe. So maybe we're not headed far enough to the west. Let me see. No, that must be far enough to be able to see the highway. If I zoom in a little bit on the map, what do we find? Just find more confusing stuff to follow, and we're nearly back where we started, which is not good. Not a good start for the beginning of the series, but when you don't know Poland, you kind of have to see what happens. I'm gonna have to speed it up a little bit. Shouldn't be going at micro speed trying to get there. Let me see, so that's just another road. So just some clouds. I'm still trying to find the highway. Might see it if we just turn the Cessna a little bit this way. Let me see, nearest airport list, get out. And it says contact Warsaw Center. Well, it's telling us. So few airports in the area. Only in Prague and in Wałek are the only cities without. Let me see, are we headed too far to the south or to the west? Look, only way we're going to be able to figure this out is by looking around. And there's only one direction we can technically look in, and it's backwards, because that's the only direction we can technically look in that view. This view we can look straight ahead of where we are. Well, now we have a lake here, so we might be able to tell. It's called the... Nah, this lake is not round enough. This is just the perfectly round lake. It's just so perfect. The shape of that thing, of that lake. It doesn't even look like a real lake. It probably isn't. Whatever you call lakes around here. Or maybe it is, but we're still too far away. Do we have a river? Is that snow? I didn't think it snowed in Europe, except for maybe in the Alps. I don't think we're going the right way, to tell you. I think we just have to bang it for the west. This is just hashtag when you wish you could just land on someone's front lawn and say, "Can you tell me where the nearest highway is?" And they'll either say that way or that way. Now, there's only one way this highway could be at this point. West. I mean east, probably, but we can try a little bit to the west. At least to the west. Left wing, not successful. Right wing, we just see the potential snow. It's just when you wish you could just land on someone's front porch or someone's lawn and say, "Can we know where the nearest highway is?" Can't say where the nearest interstate is because we're in Europe. So instead you have to say where probably the nearest autobahn is. So I'm guessing that we're gonna have to head toward the snow. Snow seems like the lucky charm for today. Especially since we've been spending the last 15 minutes trying to find the stupid highway. So let me see if I can find it. The snow looks like the lucky charm, especially here. It looks... Yep, not successful. We're nowhere near the Wisła. We can't find the Wisła, and we're still going south. Which means that number one, we're not headed toward We're not headed toward Lodz, which is where we have to head to. And, where we have to head toward, but not to. We need to head to Poznan, which doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. Unless I figure out what this lake over here is. Might be another clue to finding the autobahn. Who knows, on the way toward that water, we might even find the autobahn. We're passing over a lot of roads, but no autobahn. Do these people in Europe seriously have to drive so far just to grab a freaking autobahn? The US, some locations, it only takes half an hour to find an autobahn. But this is insane. Head a couple hours to the nearest autobahn? In the US, the nearest interstate, even if you're in the middle of the Nevada desert, you're still technically on a highway. Over here, I'm still trying to figure out on the phone map where on Earth could we possibly be located. We could technically be located just east. Because I can tell that this is Lodz over here, so I can tell that this is not, that this has gotta be Joshfish, or whatever you call it, and then Poznan is farther down. So it seems like a really long lake, and it seems as if maybe we were a little farther north than expected, or something like that. But we can't be that. Hold on, whoa. Let me see. Does this thing, because this doesn't look like any of the... As soon as we find that stupid autobahn, we're just gonna be so relieved. Because we've just been spending the last 15 minutes looking for an autobahn that either doesn't exist, or we're gonna find soon and just be like, oh, there's the autobahn. We're still on Warsaw Center. Just flying over snow-covered Poland. Still trying to find an autobahn in the middle of the Poland countryside. It's good. I bet we're gonna find the autobahn, and we're already gonna be in Poznan or somewhere like that. I don't know where this autobahn could be. And there's not very good clues at all on where the autobahn could be. And since there's snow, and we're 1,200 feet up, it just makes for all of the bad conditions in this thing. And the phone map is not helping us, because only way we're going to be able to find this autobahn is to look for it, or to spawn closer to it, but that's not legit. We need to go and find the autobahn. Even no matter how snow-infested these Polish fields are. Now we kind of are headed a little bit far. We should probably just start banging it west now. toward Poznan. And just leave it for that. Once we find the autobahn, we should be good. But the autobahn we need to find is the 92 by the not that actually, the A2 by the Warda River. But we have to cross. So as soon as we find that Warda River, so I'm wondering if this is the Warda River. If this is the Warda River, forget it, we can just continue going straight. It doesn't look like a river. It's a road. It's not a road. It's a river. I can tell. Looks like a river. Still not the autobahn yet. Still not finding the autobahn yet, I see. Because now we're just heading a little bit southwest. So looks like it's gonna take a mission to find this autobahn. With the small amount of airfields and airports in the area, it's gonna be hard to get, because you can't land on a dime in Europe, or in this area of Europe. You can't just land on a dime somewhere. You have to go find an airfield and land there. You can't just say, hey, we're nowhere near an airport right now. Which is probably why there's no Cessnas around here. Alright, so let's turn a little bit this way. Maybe we can find it. This Autobahn's trolling us. I could give it that the Autobahn's trolling us, and that we still can't find it. Still trying to find the Warda River, which is not very easy at this point, considering we haven't even gotten to a clue on where it could be. We can slightly turn to the right, and that's not going to help. Oh no, near collision in the air. Yeah, go down to 17,000. A lot of things going on up there in the sky. Anyway, yeah, there haven't been any videos, so yeah, and there just haven't been that many views, so I thought let's open up a new series, see if the public likes this. Fortunately, we just still have not found the river, unless that's it over there, which doesn't look like it, so we should just continue traveling west. Turning the bottom fat side of the yoke, or the part that sticks out of the yoke, the joystick. Will we just go on without an autobahn? There must be an autobahn that we can find. But this point, there's no point. We are headed so far away from Poznan and all the other places that we need to go to that we might as well just give up on finding an autobahn for this episode and just fly over it normally. So if we can find an autobahn, maybe in Poznan, we'll find it in Poznan, but at this rate, we are not finding an autobahn. Now in Poznan, it's going to probably be easier to find it, because it's supposed to be right on the highway. In Poznan, it'll be easy to navigate by the Warda River. So, when we get to Poz after this leg, it should be fairly easy to get out of Poznan in the next episode of Cross Europe Flight. But for this episode, it's just gonna have to be the normal. It's just gonna have to be the abnormal. We can't find the highway. We can't find civilization. Even though pretty much, what is civilization in the middle of nowhere? So we're just gonna continue inbound towards Poznan. Shouldn't be too hard to find this autobahn once we get toward Poznan. But anyway, let's see. What do I know about Poland? Only thing I know about Poland is that I know nothing about Poland, except for maybe a couple cities like Poznan and Lodz and Lawek, which we just learned today. And of course the other city that I learned from Euro Truck Sim called Wrocław. Besides that, I know pretty much nothing else about Poland. I don't think it even has snow. I think the snow is just an overreaction because even though it's supposed to be only 50 degrees Fahrenheit, it must have snowed the night before and it's gonna disappear. I mean, it can't just be 70 degrees in March. It just can't be. Slightly to the right a bit. Turn the yoke. Should just probably do that for the rest of the trip. See if you can be going north by the end of the episode. We are currently heading from Echo Papa Whiskey Kilo to Echo Papa Kilo Sierra. So we fly through here alone. No one in this seat but a robot that doesn't say anything. I don't even know if you're with me for this flight. If you're watching this, other than that, we should just probably contact the Echo Papa Kilo Sierra as soon as we get closer, but we only have views of Echo Papa Whiskey for now, and I'm sure you guys want at least one episode where we go just about the whole flight without leaving the cabin. the cockpit, whatever you call us. It's cabin in a truck and cockpit in an aircraft. We're finding the autobahn. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, okay, let's stop now. This is an airfield right over there. If there's an airfield, there's normally gotta be a highway. At least an autobahn. Doesn't have to be two autobahns, it just has to be one autobahn. Just right by the highway, it just needs to be this autobahn. That's an airfield, which I don't think it is. It's not an airfield. The airfield is somewhere down yonder. Alright, so it's been a little bit of a stressful trip trying to find the autobahn when we didn't even find it. While we didn't find it, but don't worry, because guess what we're gonna have now? A moment of silence. Okay, not a moment of silence, way more than a moment of silence. It's gonna be nearly a minute of it, and it's gonna start right now until whenever. So right now it's gonna start. Attention viewers, guess what we just found? The autobahn. Oh yeah, we just found the autobahn. So now we just have to figure out which autobahn this is. And how far we are from the Poznan metro area. How far are we from the Poznan metro area? Pretty far from the Poznan metro area. Meaning that if we're gonna turn in this direction, that's just about northbound, which means that, let me just see here, if we're going west, then we could technically be, so this probably just can't be the this can't be the S5, it has to be the Autobahn 2, but let's see. Let's lower the throttle as we approach our long-awaited Autobahn. Whoa, 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 whoa. All the traffic's going one way. Oh, no. We just got long hauled. We're following this highway going the opposite way. And speaking of going the opposite way, that just distracted me. Yeah, we're on the Autobahn 2. So, Autobahn 2 into Poznan. So, we are finally on it. But, this is a problem. All the traffic is heading toward us. If we were driving right now, we would pretty much be screwed. We would crash. Possibly. Passengers could be dead. And the car is wrecked. For sure. even if you survive it, which we hope you survive it, will. So this is what's gonna happen in Europe. I see. Literally, it's just they pretty much just canceled out all the American trucks. Well, they actually haven't, because I'm sure there's gonna be one coming. I still haven't seen an American long nose, which just means that something's wrong with the coding here. They could just have easily done the same for America, except take out all the European trucks. Here, they kept all the European trucks. I think I'm gonna make sure that I wait until a non-European truck comes around, so when it's anything but a Scania or something like that coming, then I can tell you. It's just Scanias and Volvos, technically, or whatever they are, just driving down that autobahn. There are no long noses. It's just 4 lanes of eastbound traffic. Just headed farther and farther into the snowy lands of Poland. I am really mad at FSX because they can't even put in some long noses into Europe, since us American highway enthusiasts have to deal with the European trucks over there. So why do Europeans not have to deal with the American trucks? Does it not apply? That really sucks. At least it means it'll be a realistic cross-Europe flight series. At least. I'm waiting to see how the traffic is going to be routed when we come up toward Poznan and we start going through the... And as you can tell, we have to get to Echo Papa Kilo Sierra in a good way. So, wrong view since we're over the highway. It's not even... Microsoft isn't even a European company. Microsoft is, I think, from... I think it's from Seattle or something like that. Something like that. This is a river, for sure. And we're gonna find out what river it is. Oh no, it's not a river, actually. It's just a weird, interesting dip into the road. It's actually not a dip, it's just some snow along with a highway. Still the same exact vehicles driving down that road. It's a tree. Whoa, this is a really sharp bend. Did you just see? The vehicles don't even turn. They're just forced. They literally just automatically change direction, and that's it. Warning, warning. Warning, attention travelers. We're still not in the metropolitan area at all of Poznan. But we're getting close. I gotta say, we're getting closer to the metropolitan area. Vehicles are beginning to disappear. Vehicles are disappearing and reappearing. Vehicle disappearing checkpoint. Another sharp turn. Where not only do they just turn. They're just snap. They're just changing direction. Sharp changing direction bend coming up on your next right. It seems like deja vu driving through here. It seems like deja vu driving through here. I mean, seriously, it just looks like we're driving, and every time there's a bend, there's a dip, or there's a disappearance, or there's another road that I think is a Poznan bypass route or an auxiliary route, but then find out to my dislike that it isn't. Alright, we've got 15 more minutes of traveling before arriving. That's not deja vu. Just seeing this random, whatever that was, oil pump or whatever, just whatever. Whoa, and then you just have trees, they're just stalking the highway. And the highway's not getting busier, but I don't get it. I thought that highways were 6 lanes, not 2 through here. We're getting closer to a metropolitan area, and with this traffic, it should be... You've got all this traffic. You can't solve the problem by making more lanes go in the opposite way so that all the traffic doesn't have to go that way 200 miles to turn around 200 miles and go around the world 1,500 miles just to go through the US and then travel a couple more thousand miles across everything. Still looks like deja vu with this dip here again. Still seems like deja vu with this dip here. How far is the metro area? Getting closer, I must say. Maybe just the highway system is broken. We can still only see that cut the throttle so that we can go back to the ground. Still, we have a one-way route between Poznan and Lodz. One way. Not two ways, one way. Unbelievable the amount of commuters on a Wednesday morning. Just look at it. Oh, and then look at this. All of a sudden, the roads are finally not slippery anymore. Oh my... Jeez. Now it's just grass again, and now we're headed back into more snow. And then we're just going around in a loop. Just another random sharp turn in my plans. Since we're still far away. Well, we're not actually. We're too low to the ground. This is not good. Now we're going to be flying all over the place, which, too, is not good. Now descending at a really rapid rate toward the highway. It is now 8 o'clock Polish time as we drive down this road. Just look at the amount of commuters, and especially the trucks. The trucks give you an idea on how much freight's going across. How many cars are on the road give you an idea how many people just need to go in that direction, and how many people really want to go in the opposite direction but know it's going to take them forever because they're going to have to drive on the snow and ice instead of on the shoveled or salted roads. Nearly hit that tree back there. And more grass. Haven't been seeing too much grass. It still looks like deja vu going through here. And it still looks like deja vu going through here. Even though it totally isn't. And there are gray clouds still. It's just not what you want. We have Echo Papa Kilo Sierra, which we're gonna put on the list. Tune into the tower. Request a full stop landing. It wants us to fly straight in. Straight in. But we have a big problem. Where's the runway? Considering that we don't know where the runway is and how to get there, we're still 17 nautical miles. We just got it. 30. Where is that located? Alright, we are diverting from the well-missed autobahn. We will see you another time, autobahn. We must reroute now. Towards the airfield. And we technically don't need the full map anymore either, so that can just go off. That can just go off, and we can put that over here. Well, it doesn't necessarily need to go off. unnecessarily we don't need to crash either. So we're just gonna probably have some more silence as soon as I can get the mouse moving and figure this out. Okay, so we're approaching in a little bit off of the center of that, which pretty much means that we don't necessarily need that view yet because we're still not close enough. We still have another 15 nautical miles before we even get there. So we should just probably have a little more silence and we'll get back to you in a minute. Not exactly. Alright, silence is over. That was nearly a minute and a half. That was over a minute and a half. Please don't yell at me that it was more than a minute. Told you it wouldn't be. "11 nautical miles. Just about landing." I accidentally clicked the button again instead of the GPS button, which shows you the insane route that we followed to find the autobahn, which we have now parted from. Alright, we'll be coming in, so let me see now. That's the Echo Papa Era, and that's Sierra, and this is the Echo Papa Oscar. They don't show you what the runway direction is. It just shows that we're this far away, so we just have to keep following it. It says 4 minutes. Oh, I didn't put on the full throttle. This might cut off a minute. I thought we were at full throttle, which is what I like to do once we part from the autobahn. This might cut off a short bit of time. Alright. Looks like we're getting closer and closer to the airfield. Oh, now I see what they're doing. They're kind of not necessarily vectoring you in the right way. They're still saying, well, if you're this far away, that they're just giving you a distance check, which is not helping. Cessna 8 Tango Sierra. Just a nice name for an aircraft. Not a call sign, not a name. I see the airfield from here. I see it right there. I see it now. I don't necessarily need this, but we're still really far away, so... Yeah, but right now we're still headed west, so this isn't necessarily the runway. This can't be the runway because we're currently headed at like 274. Exactly, 272. So that's not the runway. I'm sorry, it's not the runway. That's the runway. So since we're about to land, flaps need to go down. So that this plane doesn't fly into the runway at 130 knots or something insane like that. Our first episode of Cross Europe Flight is coming to an end. Still, we have to line up, and then we probably still have to taxi. Still not heading 30. Still heading about, let me see for exact, 271. So, this has to be 30, which is what we were asked to land on. Forget about asked, we're cleared to land on it as well. Which means that we have access to landing on it and having full abuse on it, besides crashing it or not getting off of it, which we're not going to do anyway because we want it to be a nice ending of the episode. I still haven't seen a nice autobahn that we can follow at the beginning of the next episode. I also need this view so that we can, because we're going to need to go sharp down as soon as, we're going to have to dip sharply down as soon as we get over these trees. Which is right now. So, let's lower here, not necessarily landing into a crosswind, but it's not a direct wind either. Don't have announcements on this aircraft, which isn't good. Are we still descending? Yep. Alright, we just touched down. Cool, so I wonder which way they mean to turn taxiway. I guess we can just pull off and we can cross if needed. Alright, so ground handoff. They wouldn't have a ground here if there wasn't somewhere to park in the meantime. There's no taxi, so I guess it's just a runway. That's all this place is, it's just 2 runways. As it is, this is the only taxiway, and that's the tower. So what we could do is pretend to take off down this bit here, which we're not going to do. And head over toward those houses. Meanwhile, strobes are off, landings are on, all lights are pretty much off. Fuel pump is never on anyway. You can kind of hear the sound of the aircraft rolling over the bumps. Wait, so what's this bit here? This yellow bit, it looks like, I guess this is where you park, but yeah, we couldn't stop on time, so alright. Throttle's out, mixture's out. Let's put the mixture back in so we can turn off the masters and then the engine. We kind of did it the old-fashioned way and just pulled the mixture out, meaning that no fuel went in. So we just pretty much cut the fuel pump just there. Anyway, that's it for this first episode of Cross Europe Flight. I hope for this to be a successful series, but we're probably not going to resume with regular episodes until after Cross Country Flight ends. But if this gets popular, I might start doing more episodes of this than Cross Country Flight, and if Cross Country Flight gets more popular, I might get rid of these episodes for a little while. I don't know, we still have to find out, but that's it for that episode. I'll see you for another episode of whatever next time. Let's just see what the time is on this thing. 8:15:54 apparently. Turn it back off. Save that in so that we don't have to deal with that. And that's going to be it for this episode. I will see you in the next episode of whatever we decide to do. Next episode, whether it's more Cross Europe Flight or Cross Country Flight, or if I get American Truck to work, which I don't think is going to happen, but if I do get it to work, I could do that. But I'm still going to see you for the next episode on Monday, so I'll see you then.